You're listening to Tavern Sports Radio Network.
Show me the money! Show me the money!
Welcome to the 40th episode of the Show Me the Money podcast, brought to you by Tavern Sports. 41st, correction, 40th for me. I was out last week, but it's 41 for our loyal listeners out there. Let's get into the locks. They haven't made a whole lot of change. Some things stay the same, some things don't. Josh is at 2-1-1. I'm still at 2-1 without a pick in last week. Clark at 3-1. Parker, who is a POW essentially with the company of John Deere, he is not able to make it.
Just dox him. Just fucking dox him.
And on the opposite end of the spectrum, as cold as a human being can get without getting hypothermia, Cole at 1-2.
Feeling so good, guys. I'm feeling so good about it, guys.
Cole, do you give your picks to that Padres guy that got indefinitely suspended or some shit? Because you guys seem to tail each other a lot.
Yeah, he's actually my bookie.
Okay.
Holy shit.
It was all part of the grand scheme of things, you know.
There's only one way Cole can go, and hopefully it's fucking up.
Yeah, I hope it's not fucking down.
Don't anybody be
go
surprised.
much further than lower, man.
However, I do think we need to put out a fair fucking warning. It is officially fade Cole season.
It's been fade Cole season for a while, dude.
But it is official. It is official. The dog days of summer where you sit on a picnic table for an ice cream cone and your ass cracks sweating. You know you don't have to sweat Cole's picks. All right? Just tail them, and it's an instant dub straight to the bank account. It does not matter. Let's get into the fucking
tail him. You don't want to tail Cole. You want to fade Cole.
You want to fade Cole, and it's a dub. It's a dub. Don't tail. Let's get into the fucking picks this week, guys, and all the hubbubaloo that's happening. That's a big word for Elmo. In the MLB right now, we have the Rickwood Fields game happening currently as we're recording. It is the Giants and the Cardinals in a 3-3 tie in the bottom of the third. What's been happening in baseball, you ask? Let's dive into it. Mookie Betts is out 4 to 6 weeks with a fractured hand. I don't really think that's going to slow down the Dodger train too much. There's just too much star power going on. I mean, he'll be missed for sure. But I even could see them extending this out to the 6-week point, so he's fully healthy for the run that's coming down the line. I mean, none of us have...
I think it's smart.
Yeah, I mean, none of us have said, tail the Dodgers. It's not the worst pick you could have in as a future, but it's just, we discussed it, it's not really worth the price. However, if they really do want to be contenders, they're going to need to let him rest this one out here and just make the most out of it when it comes down the line. So, on the opposite end of that, kind of like how we mentioned with Cole's picks and the Padres player getting booted for gambling, a umpire, Pat Hoberg, suspended indefinitely for gambling on games. Now, I haven't heard, was it games he was umpiring or not?
If he did, that's fucking legit.
No clue. Could not say. I didn't even know this was a thing.
I'm pretty sure that hasn't came out of the weeds yet. But if he's if he's umpiring games that he's betting on, the dude better have a fucking high hit rate. It's insane though. He actually umped a perfect game in the World Series last year. So we get rid of Angel Hernandez, who's horrible as an umpire, and we get Pat Hoberg, who's going perfect in the World Series where it counts the most. And then this motherfucker pulls a Shohei Ohtani and starts just hitting the FanDuel account and slinging out bets. Pat, my brother, bet on football. Listen to Show Me the Money. We'll give you picks on literally everything. And we're horrible at MLB. So just listen to
Tail my
everything.
football picks, dog. I will not lead you wrong.
Or you just follow the guy that's got a 70% hit rate on everything he gives you.
That was a lie.
Hey,
That was a
numbers
lie.
are numbers.
Shut
No,
up,
numbers are
Tyler.
numbers. I can show you the numbers, buddy.
He was talking to me. He was talking to me. He was talking to me.
Oh, my bad.
So as far as MLB goes, long season, like we've discussed a million times ad nauseum, it's really hard to give great picks out where not a whole lot of us follow the games till we get closer down the stretch. We haven't even reached the All-Star break yet. So still a lot of room for jostling around position-wise. Let's get into the PGA. So last week we had a hell of a tournament that had some really exciting last round. Like the USGA pushed up the tees. I believe it was on 13 and 15 on the back nine for Sunday. So they made drivable par fours. Like they wanted it to be exciting. And boy, was it ever. Rory McIlroy all day up until 16 was hunting Bryson DeChambeau. And DeChambeau wasn't playing his best round by any means.
Oh, Bryson looked rough.
Yeah, Bryson was having a rough day, just kind of treading water. Rory ends up missing a putt within 4 feet on 16, and he was actually ahead of Bryson at the time he missed the 4-footer on 16, and then so he misses that one. Bryson gets that stroke back, so they're tied on 18. Rory has a 2-footer.
They call it a 3-footer.
3-footer to make all the pressure be on Bryson to send it to a playoff or force Bryson to go for a birdie to win outright. And he pushed it right. Absolutely devastating for Rory. He's been on a decade-long wait to win another major event here. So he was really hunting that one. He actually has decided to step away from the game for a couple weeks, which understandably so, dude. That just has to be so mentally taxing.
He's doing that because he's repairing his marriage. They are no longer getting divorced.
Well,
they're working on their marriage.
Yes, but in his official statement, he said he's taking a break from the game due to the stress and just the mental taxing load that round took on him, which is totally understandable. He's not running down Scotty Scheffler in the whole FedEx Cup point race anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, the fans want to see him. It would have been nice to see him at the Travelers this week, but really, really, really insane last few holes for Rory. On the opposite end of that, Bryson on 18 has to make his par putt to clinch, and Pavone, he was on a damn near same line, and everybody kind of got mad that Pavone didn't putt out. However, Bryson came out and said he didn't want Pavone to putt out anyway, as it would have given him the read, and he would have felt like he kind of didn't deserve the win at that point. If you were Rory and Pavone putts that and shows the line to DeChambeau, I would have been absolutely heated. I mean, he had all the reason to be distraught anyway, but if Pavone putts out first to let Bryson have that moment of like, holy shit, I just won and there's nothing else happening after, would have been some controversy in my opinion.
And respect to Bryson for getting the crowd to chill. Like a lot of the people in the crowd were pretty upset that he did that. But like, I think Bryson handled 18 super freaking well. Yeah, I mean, he struggled on 18, Tyler. He didn't really touch on that. But he hooked his drive really bad into the like natural fescue or whatever they were wanting to call that. And then hit a decent out shot, but definitely not where he wanted. I mean, he ends up in the bunker. He ended up in the greenside bunker, and no one had saved par from that bunker all weekend. And Bryson comes out, saves par from the bunker. Some advanced analytics came out that it was a 1.25% chance for him to get a par when he got in that bunker. So basically 1 in 100, close to 1 in 100. But I mean, and then, like I already said, the way he handled the situation on the green, getting people, because he got people to quiet down for Pavone's shot on as well, because Pavone shot after Bryson chipped on as well. So
yeah, he was a class act. Bryson's kind of in the middle of this turn where everybody hated him and he was a douche and nerdy and yada yada. Now
he's a social media guy.
Yeah, now he's kind of a little bit of a baby face out here and is looking good for the face of golf. A lot of people wish they could see him more and they could figure out this whole live in PGA bullshit.
Well, you know where they aren't going to be seeing him, Tyler?
They're not going to be seeing him in the Olympics.
Yeah, because of the archaic way that those are. And Wyndham Clark is the fourth man. So I'm not trying to throw any shade at Wyndham Clark here. But what the fuck?
Yeah, the world. So Team USA goes off world rankings, and world rankings are skewed due to Bryson playing and live. They kind of haven't figured out a way.
They don't give world ranking points to live players except for in the majors. Only PGA players get world rankings.
So I personally am taking Bryson over Wyndham Clark, especially
every day.
He just won a major, like duh. No bigger face that you could have right now than him. So I don't understand it. And I heard something that I think would be phenomenal. You pick one of the hardest courses that, like, the US Open goes to all these different courses around
the Bethpage Black.
Make the top 20 US golfers go and play a 2-round tournament. So 20 dudes, 36 holes. It would be fucking electrifying television to watch those dudes go out and play for the spot on the Olympics. Like, having a trial for them. I mean, granted, 18 holes, you could have a bad out or not, but like, it would bring eyes to the sport for sure. And it wouldn't even take that long. You could add a prize pool to it, like a purse to it as well.
I think once you add a prize pool and then you restrict it to only Americans, I think you get into legal issues there.
I don't like the whole world ranking point, especially because it's shown right now it's not working. It's not worth it. Bryson should be on this team. So what can we do to change this in the future? Or does Bryson have to go out and win it's 4 years away from now. You'd hope they'd figured out. But
my thing is, like, most teams, I don't know how the golf team works. Most teams get alternates for the Olympics. So could Bryson not be our first alternate, or is that also dependent on world ranking points?
I would assume it's on world ranking points because Bryson is not high on the list because he only has the majors, which he's done well in. And the point I was making was, like, does he have to come out and win all 3 majors the next time the Olympic Committee or Team USA is choosing their golfers? Like, I don't know what more.
Like you said, why can't there be a trial tournament? Every other sport outside of, like, basketball has trials.
Yeah.
And even the basketball teams have, like, tryouts or tryouts. I mean, if you're one of the top 10 guys in the league and you say you want to play, you're going to play, whether you go to the tryouts or not, unless your name's Caitlin Clark. But
yeah, it's just, there's definitely a way for a better system. But I guess we should talk about the Travelers is happening right now. The first round went out today. The low score was an 8 under for the round. So last year, this tournament finished with a winning score of minus 23 or 23 under par. They came out and said that this was going to be a harder course than last year, but I mean, definitely gettable for sure. No cut in this event due to it being a signature event. It is a SIGGY, so no cuts will be made. Kind of gives the guys who have a slower start a chance to get maybe their putter hot or
maybe Scotty won't be on the fucking cut line this week.
Well, Scotty went out and shot 5 under today, so he bounced back. Everybody has a bad week. Scheffler had a really tough Memorial tournament the week before that was taxing on him.
Who's that?
And then going Scotty.
Yeah, so counting the final round of the Memorial, he's played not counting today, he stopped the skid 5 straight rounds over par.
Yeah. So he just, a little bit of a rough stretch, but clearly shook it off today. So Tom Kim is their current leader at 8 under. He gets to go out at 7:15 tomorrow. Well, that's Eastern. They moved up tee times an hour due to inclement weather coming up for tomorrow. So, I mean, it doesn't affect this show and our listeners. It won't be out in time, but maybe for the afternoon guys, you can get some of those bets in still. But some
what
notable
did Oberg shoot today?
Oberg went 3 under, and he goes out at 8:50 tomorrow. So some bigger names going out early tomorrow morning. I have some of those guys. I'd love to be able to give those picks out, but it just won't be out in time to do so. A lot of the guys in the afternoon signature group are technically nobody's an afternoon tee off because of the inclement weather. But yeah, so Tom Kim's your current leader. I don't know betting favorite wise. We're probably looking at Scotty, of course, the favorite at plus 250, and he's 3 strokes back. Tom Kim, who has that 2-stroke lead, is at plus 600 right now if you like him. Zalatoris making a name up at the top again. He is 6 under, so 2 back, and he is plus 2,000. So definitely some value if you want to snipe it on the Travelers. A lot of guys going to shoot under. However, except for if I bet on them, they fucking missed their par putt on 18 to cost me a parlay. But that's fine. We move on to the next day. That bet's gone, so we'll hit them hard tomorrow. Let's move into NBA. The NBA season is officially over. The Celtics won 4-1, gentleman's sweep, winning it at Game 5 at home. Jaylen Brown. Go ahead, Cole.
Go ahead. Nope, go ahead.
Jaylen Brown wins the Finals MVP, which we actually said on this program at plus 400. We preferred him over Tatum. So good on us on being able to call out a little sweet ticket future there. But speaking of Tatum, let's get into the biggest.
Jesus Christ, bro. Like, that was embarrassing as shit.
If I could have bet, he hit every finals celebration in the past 40 years.
Well, what?
He was the biggest lock.
Hit Angel Reese. He imitated Kobe's picture. Copied Garnett. And then what was the fourth one?
LeBron.
He copied Kanye.
Yeah, he copied Kanye.
That might be the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Really so fucking terrible.
I guess we'll never know.
You will never convince me he was not practicing his we did it or whatever the fuck that was.
We did it.
So
you will not convince me he did not practice that in his hotel room.
Oh,
We did it. That's dude. I guarantee he kept Jaylen Brown up on the flight from fucking Dallas screaming, "We did it" in the team plane. Like, dude, this guy is a fucking cornball. How do you lose aura after you fucking win a ring? Like, this dude just lost all of his credibility. And the biggest one we're missing, boys, he texted Kobe.
No way.
Homie, he didn't.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
I'm going to defend that one. He had always been texting Kobe. There's like receipts of him texting Kobe throughout his career.
I guarantee that phone number belongs to a dude in Chinatown in Hollywood. Like, that fucking number
Kobe's
was
number.
so surprising.
It was Kobe's number, bro.
I'm aware that it's Kobe's number.
But phone numbers get reassigned.
You think Verizon ain't moved on from Kobe? I guarantee Verizon has. They ain't fucking hanging his phone number in the rafters. All right? They recycled that bitch and put it on a T-Mobile plan. So whoever is out there getting Jason Tatum's text, can you tell him to quit being such fucking cornball?
Please block him, bro. Just have those blue bubbles go to fucking green, dude. Watch his world end.
So notably, coming out the last 2 days, the Pistons fire Monty Williams after giving him the largest contract of all time. Nice. They got a new GM, and the owner said to the new GM, "You can absorb any contract you want. We will eat it." Essentially saying, fire Monty Williams. So Monty Williams gets $65 million to go chill somewhere. Actually, T's and P's, serious moment here, boys. His wife has cancer, so hopefully he'll be able to go hang out with her, get her better treatment.
Wow,
get to live
they
it up for
fired
a
him
little while.
and took his medical insurance away. That's fucked up.
Hey, not my place to say it. Not my place to say it. They fired him on Juneteenth, which is fucked.
Cancel him. Cancel him right now.
Which is fucked. So
franchise.
now, today, comes out that the Lakers hire JJ Redick to be their new head coach, which means congratulations to LeBron on being the first player coach of all time in the NBA.
I don't know of all time. Maybe in the last century, but
first player coach of all time in modern NBA, where stats matter. Because what is JJ Redick going to tell LeBron? Nothing. This is the biggest sacrificial lamb of all time. If they don't make it past the play-in, right? If they're not higher than a play-in seed next year, and then the next year they don't win a ring, they're fucking gassing JJ Redick's career before it's ever started.
No one wanted to coach that team. Not a single soul wanted to coach that team.
There's not even a good coach in the market right now.
It doesn't matter. Well, Doc Rivers doesn't have a team right now. I mean,
yeah, but Doc Rivers can't win in the playoffs.
But it doesn't matter. No one wants that team because they know you have to put up with LeBron. You couldn't sell that spot. You couldn't pay someone the largest contract in the history of the world for that coaching job. No credible coach wants it.
It's just it's tough having such a figure like that has so much influence, especially over the ownership group and over just, how the team is run. So JJ Redick coming in with no coaching experience will be the guy that I honestly feel like he's going to be getting coaching tips from LeBron. It's going to be interesting to see how they do. Maybe the whole player run system could work out. I'm not betting on it, but
they probably need to get a co-star.
He's going to try to run a fucking run gun offense.
They need to get him a co-star that's going to play more than 40 games in a fucking season, dude.
Well, speaking of JJ Redick, his youth allows him to bring in some younger assistant coaches that are good, that aren't getting a chance elsewhere. I think he could be able to put together a decent coaching squad. Is he going to go into LeBron and be like, hey, we're running fives today in open gym? No, LeBron ain't fucking going to be there. He's going to be in fucking Paris at the Louis Vuitton Fashion Week. So it doesn't really matter what he does. I mean, maybe for the rookies and whatnot that come in. But I just don't know what this does. For the Lakers being such a storied franchise, this hire just seems kind of Mickey Mouse to me, and feels like
the Lakers are best at.
In 3 years, LeBron's going to be gone, Redick's going to be gone, and this team is going to be a shell because they have no picks. Yeah. So I don't really know what the Lakers plan on doing unless they're going to start trading their 2039 picks.
I don't even think they'll
just
trade
keep
those for
buying
years.
Players, dude. It's the Lakers. They will buy players. It doesn't matter. It's
they're
the
gonna
NBA. There's no fucking
over
salary
the budget.
cap.
Yeah, they're going to pay the luxury tax every year.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Former Laker GOAT, probably better than Kobe. I mean, who knows? Alex Caruso got traded today.
Whoa.
Yes, Alex Caruso gets traded from the Bulls to OKC, which is huge for OKC.
That's huge for OKC, dude. It's so good for Shea.
For what, though?
Josh Giddey.
The Kitty Diddler Giddey.
Allegedly.
Gonna be in Chicago school districts, knocking on doors in O Block. Hide your kids, hide your wife, because he out here touching everybody. So allegedly, of course, I don't know. This could all be made up and in the news, fake, fugazi.
But he has been seen at a lot of nightclubs with 16-year-olds. I mean, there's footage of that.
So all I'm saying is if you live in Chicago and you got a daughter that's 16 to 17 years old, lock that bitch up in a cage because Josh Giddey coming to town on a private flight near you. So if you're
around O'Hare, tuck her away.
Get your kids out of there, lock them up, put them in homeschool because he's going to be at the local prom fucking busting it down. Let's move on to a sport that is still playing right now. NHL. The Florida Panthers are they selling? Are they?
No, they're just making good TV. It's got to just be good TV. I mean, yeah. So Tyler, you mentioned Florida. They were up 3-0. Now it's a 3-2. They're going back to Edmonton for Game 6, which is Friday night at 7 p.m. Central. The Oilers' high-powered offense has finally come back to life. They've gotten 13 goals over the last 2 games, and after only scoring 4 in the first 3, and they're outscoring Florida 13-4 over the last 2. Now, one of them was a garbage time empty netter, but still.
So I'm just going to say this, right? Bobrovsky, we called Tatum, right? We called Brown for the NBA Finals MVP. We hammered Bobrovsky to win here. They go up to Edmonton for Game 4, and he gets rattled for 5 and pulled. So right there, I think the ticket's gone. And then he looks like a fucking screen door in Game 5, and he got lucky that the offense kind of woke up. Went from plus 400 to plus 1,000 after giving up 9 goals in a 2-game stretch.
Notably, Connor McDavid's down to minus 330.
Yeah, so let's touch on that. Connor McDavid is on a fucking tear. 4 points in Game 5, and in Game 4, I want to say he also put up 4. Hold on, let me check that for you real quick. So 4 points in Game 5. He also hung 4 points in Game 4. So McDavid has decided that, hey, I'm here, I'm taking over. And the Rock, that is Bobrovsky, started 40 straight Stanley Cup games, or not Stanley Cup, but Stanley Cup playoff games. Looks a little rattled right now. And on the opposite end, we said if it's going to be the Oilers win and it's going to be their Conn Smythe, we mentioned Draisaitl, we mentioned McDavid, but we specifically said, or I specifically said, it would not be Stuart Skinner. He's not as good of a goaltender. Games 4 and Games 5, he's kind of stood on his head. Granted,
I think his showing in Game 1 through 3 took him out of it, though. Is the
issue. For sure. But I'm not in the betting terms. But he showed up in Games 4 and Games 5, and actually was kind of able to be relied upon. Granted, Game 4, your offense puts up 8, like you're fine anyway. And Florida started getting to him a little bit late in Game 5. However, he's playing pretty well. I personally don't think he's going to be able to rattle off 4 straight. But if Bobrovsky struggles and the offense keeps scoring at high octane level like this, he might be able to get by and win them this series from down 3-0. Me personally, I think this is going 7 now. Traveling back to Edmonton, losing when you have the Stanley Cup in the building in Game 5, that's pretty fucking rough. And Matthew Tkachuk at the end of the game, down 1 in a empty net situation, hustles his
I was going to say, we need to call him out for that. That was amazing.
Hustle play of the year. They need to, every fucking high school coach in America for every sport is going to show that clip for the ultimate teammate, the ultimate hustle play, whatever. If I'm Matthew Tkachuk, I'm standing up and I am cross-checking Ekman Larson in the fucking mouth for giving up on the play and letting McDavid put in the empty netter. Like, Tkachuk kept the puck out, had to stand up and then face a clapper from fucking point blank because Ekman Larson didn't keep up with the play. He gave up on it, which, granted, there was only 16 seconds left, but you never know in a 1-goal game. You never know. So it just really sucks to see that one person put in a ton of effort to save that empty netter, and then Ekman Larson just gave up on it. But interesting series now. I think it goes 7.
Agreed.
Florida's power play is horrible, giving up shorthanded goals. Like,
I think this is done tomorrow.
You think Florida nuts up in Edmonton?
Florida out from the 10-minute mark in the second period to the end of the game. Florida outplayed Edmonton.
You're not necessarily wrong about that.
I mean, the game should have been. It would have been a 4-3 game without the empty netter. From the 10-minute mark of the second to the end of the game, Florida would have outscored Edmonton 3-0. without the empty netter.
I
think they stood on business towards the end of the second period and through the third period. I think Florida gets it.
It was nice to see Florida come alive when their offense kind of did disappear on them and try to help their boy out. But, like, when you dump 3 dudes on the power play all the way down in the corner and start giving up fucking shorties, like hanging Bobrovsky out to dry, you can't ask him to stop everything, especially with how high-powered this Edmonton offense is. I think Edmonton wins game 6. Josh, you think Florida does? Clark, Cole, you got an opinion? Does it go 7?
I think it goes to 7.
This is good old-fashioned hockey, man. Game 7.
I would like to see a game 7 just because it would hold off us having no sports besides baseball and golf until football season. So we'll see. Another 2,500-mile trip in the sky for all the boys. I'm sure they're all so fucking thrilled that they have to do that flight again. All right.
That's what happens. You get on the PJ. It don't matter.
Shit. 2,500 miles, no matter how you fly, it's not going to be fun.
Yeah, it's a bitch of a flight.
No, that's going to suck.
So let's do a little bit of UFC here, guys. Saudi Arabia card.
Conor McGregor.
No. Well, we talked about that, or did we discuss that 2 weeks ago? Conor McGregor out?
No.
Okay. Well,
we talked about it last week a little bit.
Oh, yeah. A little bit.
Conor McGregor out, but I'm talking about the fight card for this weekend, where another notable big name is missing. Khamzat Chimaev was supposed to be the headliner on this card, and he again has to go out of the fight due to injuries. And it's weird. He has not been able to make it to the octagon frequently due to these injuries. And the UFC is tighter than a nun's asshole when it comes to giving out information about these big name stars, kind of like Conor. Like, what's this injury that pulled him out? We don't really know what pulled Chimaev out. There's rumors that there was blood in his lungs. Some people think this is lingering from COVID. Like, this guy used to fight fucking every other weekend, it felt like. He was just Iron Man and going down and mowing everybody. And now he can't make it to the octagon. So pretty interesting. Really a bummer to not be able to see him fight this weekend. I think Johnny Walker would have been a good test for him. I don't know if Johnny Walker would have won. Sorry, I'm up my ass. Robert Whittaker, not Johnny Walker. I was looking at the wrong name on the betting card. I don't know if Robert Whittaker would have won, but I think it would have been an interesting fight. So me, being the UFC degenerate, have dove into all 11 of these fights and have picks on a few of them. This fight card starts on ESPN at 12:15 in the afternoon on Saturday because it is in Saudi Arabia. So for the prelims, here we go. Our first fight of the night is a pick'em between Long and Chang Ho Lee. I'm going to take Chang Ho Lee here. He's technically an underdog, but he's minus 106. So I'll be taking Lee in this fight. Nobody knows these fighters, so I'm not going to go into all my reasonings for them here, but I'm going with Chang Ho Lee. In the next fight, I have no picks between Ribeiro and the guy whose last name sounds like a sneeze. It's minus 325 for the guy whose last name sounds like a sneeze. If you want to take that into a parlay and trust it blindly, go for it, but I will not have a pick there. No pick for me. Actually, I lied. In the third fight of the night, I'm taking my first true dog, and that is Ho Kang, as the underdog in this one. Again, I'll keep my reasoning to myself because we don't need to stay here all fucking night. In the next one, it is a minus 375 favorite that I'm taking. Throw this in a parlay. I might even take him to win and go under, like the fight not to go to the scorecard. Going good there. However, potential lock of the week candidate here, boys, in a coin flip. Felipe Lima is not winning this fight. The fact that it's a coin flip is ridiculous. That's Contender Series guys, stuff like that, these regional fighters, this dude is not going to stand up to Mohamed Namav. So I will be taking Namav at minus 106 in this coin flip as well. And going to the main card now, where you might actually know a couple of these fucking names. In the first one, we're taking Johnny Walker here. This fight also coin flip. So, I mean, a lot of good fights that are going to be on here. It's just whether their name holds any value for you. But if you're bored of watching golf on Saturday afternoon, this is going to be something to put on. I'm also going to take this fight to not go the distance here. I think one of these two dudes is knocking each other out. Walker's opponent has got a weak chin. Walker, he kind of walks into some heavier shots. So not going to be going him. Not going against Walker and not going the distance. So on that one. The next one I have is Kevin Gastelum. He's minus 245 favorite here. I think he's going to win this one actually by KO. Daniel Rodriguez is a horrible fighter. He is on a 2-fight losing streak. He would definitely still kick my ass, but he's definitely a horrible fighter. And then in the co-main event, we have a light heavyweight bout. Sergey Pavlovich and Alexander Volkov. This fight also going to say not going to the distance. One of these two guys will knock each other out. Pavlovich is minus 250 favorite, but if you want a higher priced underdog, Volkov at plus 198, is a really good, tasty pick for me. And then in the final fight of the night, we have Robert Whittaker, who, like we said, was supposed to fight Chimaev. Chimaev backed out. His opponent's coming in on short rest. He was supposed to fight short notice. He was supposed to fight last weekend, but it was only scheduled for a 3-round fight, whereas this one's a 5-rounder. So going to be interesting to see his gas tank on that one. So my official picks are going to be Kang and Lee on the prelims. We're going to fade Lima. Okay, we just got to leave it at that because Lima is a short notice fighter as well on this card. If you want something a little bit tasty, the Johnny Walker fight to go under 1.5 rounds. For Whittaker's fight, I'm going to go ahead and go with it's not going the distance. And if you want a crazy tasty parlay, Kevin Gastelum to win by KO and Ho Kang on the prelim card to win by submission is like 26-1. The Gastelum KO is plus 300 and Kang's sub is plus 500. Kang's opponent in his last fight was submitted in 1 minute and 6 seconds. So if you like a little plus 500 bomb there with a chance, get that fucking plus 500 out before 2 p.m. Ho Kang to win by submission at plus 500.
This episode of Show Me the Money is brought to you by Tavern Sports, your place to get fun sports content, sportsbook lines and parlays, and of course food reviews with Big E's Ballpark Bites. You can follow Tavern Sports on Instagram at Tavern Sports 2023, TikTok at Tavern.Sports, and Twitter at Tavern Sports 23.
Let's get into the fucking meat and potatoes of this show, boys.
Yeah, so we'll start with Clark's boys, Iowa State, win total 7.5. They have the 82nd ranked transfer class, no 5 stars, no 4 stars, no notable departures in the transfer portal. TJ Tampa, cornerback, went to the NFL.
What league are we doing over here? What?
I mean, the Big 12.
Okay, we never said any.
I mean, Iowa State's in the Big 12.
I know. Just saying.
53rd ranked recruiting class, no 5 stars. Obviously, it's Iowa State. They're dog shit. No 4 stars. Again, it's Iowa State. They're dog shit. 22 3 stars, though, which is why you get your 53rd ranked there, Clark. Not bad.
Not terrible.
No. So you guys are going to open your season up against North Dakota. I don't see you guys having any issues there.
I don't see any there either.
And then Tyler walked away, which sucks because I'd love to talk this Iowa game with him. We've talked it once already when we talked Iowa. Mm-hmm. I still think it goes to you guys.
And I said in that other episode, I thought it went your guys' way.
That's correct. Cole's going to homer and go for Iowa.
Obviously, yeah. I think Tyler probably goes the same way.
This one's at Iowa?
Yes, it is in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be tight. This is week 3?
I think this
week 2.
2. Oh,
dude.
Week 2.
I think State might pull it out.
I think State's going to get it this year.
I think this is probably going to be one of the better games we've had in
I just don't know
years.
what Iowa's going to look like.
Tyler,
you could say the same about the Clones too, though.
I think Iowa's defense isn't going to be a problem here. The under is a lock as long as the number is not 17.
Yeah. Yeah.
The real question The real question I have is, what is Iowa's offense going to be with their new coordinator? McNamara coming back from season-ending injury. He doesn't have his safety blanket tight end with him this year. So it's really going to depend on...
we did bring a 4-star, so...
Yeah, and he won't play till his junior year, and he'll hit the transfer portal long before then, because Iowa's offense, Kirk Ferentz says, you have to be in it for 3 years before you learn it, but fucking every other defense we face learns it in a week. So I don't know if we just have low IQ football players on offense or what. But I think the biggest question, as always, is going to be Iowa's offense. So I'm going to give this one to Iowa State because, A, we don't have Torrey Taylor to flip the field and let our defense win us one, and we don't have Cooper DeJean.
That's usually what happens.
Exactly.
Fun fact, boys, I got my Torrey Taylor Bufu on its way from China.
Dude,
now.
your guys' special teams unit for the past 4 or 5 years has been elite, top, one of the best in the country. It's so irritating.
So I think Iowa State wins this game in Kinnick, and it's a fucking disappointer. I'm pretty sure I said that when we talked Iowa's schedule too. I don't trust Iowa's offense. I think we somehow have a good year, but I don't know. Week 2,
I'm open to being wrong. I'd love to be wrong, but right now, today,
we're split even then. We're 2-2, but I'm going to flip my vote, obviously, because I'm a State fan. So I think, are we giving them the win here?
Yeah. So congrats, Clark. You're going to start 3-0 because week 3 you get to play Arkansas State. I really hope they jump on you guys and fucking get you somehow. The Red Wolves.
This would happen. That would happen.
Honestly, man. And then at Houston, it's not basketball. I don't know much about Houston football.
I've never heard anything good.
I don't remember anything good ever happening there either. Tyler, any insight on Houston football?
I know Houston's not a horrible squad.
Dumpster fire.
No, they're not. They're not bad at all.
I think our team's definitely better. I think we win this game, but I think this is one of those games where I'm going to be scared watching it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean,
even if they're not a good team.
So, for lack of information, I want to give this to State just because I don't know Houston. I don't know anything about Houston.
With what I've got projections-wise in front of me, we're sitting at a 76% chance to win. Iowa State is. And basically, it looks like Houston, on my projections here, has the 104th ranked defense, 60th offense, and 98th ranked special teams unit. So they're not very good.
They went 4-8 last year. And 12th in the Big 12. So I think this should be another dub for Houston here.
Mm-hmm.
For Houston?
For Iowa State.
Okay, that's what I thought you meant. And then after that, they get Baylor at home. I will say not getting Baylor in Waco is huge.
Humongous.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's a big shifter right there. I think away for us, if this game was in Waco, we lose it. 100%.
I would agree. Being at home, I think it's going to be closer to a pick-em.
Definitely. I think if we go on a roll like this and beat Iowa, I think we win this Baylor game.
I think you guys are all of you guys forgetting how fucking terrible Baylor was last year?
No, I fully remember.
We clowned Baylor all year last year. They only beat Long Island University, the Sharks, 30-7. Like, this team's not good.
It's an electric
This
game
is a win for Iowa State.
But next week,
out to Morgantown. Morgantown's rowdy.
I think we lose at West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Yeah, I wish that was fucking Halloween. You guys got spooky Morgantown, but I think that might be a night game out there, and I think them fucking folks are gonna jump you.
Yeah, I think this is our.
I think this is an L. Yes,
you guys are not starting the season 6-0.
No,
I think to this point,
if we start the season 6-0, one of you on this podcast has to do some wild shit.
It's not happening at this point.
I mean, between West Virginia, Houston, and Iowa, I think you guys drop at least one of those. So
I was gonna say you guys before week 6, you're 4-2 or 5-2,
which is great. Honestly, I would be happy with that.
You guys will not lock up a bowl appearance by week 6. Don't worry.
Could you imagine though?
It's not gonna happen. You guys will not. You'll drop a game to somebody you're not supposed to.
Which I think is on the back half of the schedule.
Speaking of dropping one to somebody you're not supposed to, what do your numbers say about your next week's opponent, UCF, new to the Big 12?
I can't specifically remember the game last year. Pretty sure we won it, but this is going to be a tough game. I think Iowa State has the edge, being at home. I'd give it to myself.
October 19th, I mean, it could still be nice in Iowa on October 19th, or there could be a foot of snow on the ground.
That's the most accurate statement ever.
It could be sunny and 75 or 30 degrees.
Exactly. And I think for you guys' sake, you're going to be praying for a foot of snow when these Florida boys come north.
Did you watch the Snowmageddon last year, dude? That game was electric.
I don't think we give this one to UCF personally, but
I don't think so.
I think the next week, or I guess you guys are gonna buy the following week, but then the week after that, Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, come to
They're
raid.
a good squad.
Ames, yeah.
I think Texas Tech is going to be a good team.
Time out. John Reese Plumlee is UCF's quarterback now. The former Ole Miss quarterback.
The guy that Jackson Dart said to move over, sit down, and shut up.
But I believe he was there. He was there last year as well. But maybe another year in the system could help him out down there. He transferred in January of 22 after playing at Ole Miss. So I don't know. I think this team could be sneaky for you guys for some reason. Something's telling me that maybe y'all.
It's definitely one of the teams that could steal a win from us. I mean, I feel like every Big 12 game is almost a toss-up.
Well, until you get to some of the better teams, but I would agree with you.
Our better teams just left for the SEC.
No.
That is true.
We still have some good teams.
The Big 12's pissed.
Football is not going to be great this year.
I'm trying to figure out where the Hilton night game is. And it's probably this Texas Tech game on November 2nd. You think Cincinnati's Hilton at night?
No, Kansas State could be one. K-State will be a great game.
At the end of the year. But that'll be senior night too.
Yeah, that's going to be a game probably – I don't want to jinx our team or our squad, but that could be a game to see who wins the Big 12.
You're gonna need some Hilton magic. But we're not there yet. We still got to talk Texas Tech. I think the Red Raiders coming to Hilton.
I think I will give it to them.
I like that. That's a loss in my book.
That's one that I think on paper we're supposed to win and we lose.
They're number 7.5, so we have to find 5 losses here, huh?
I mean, I got 5 highlighted already. Not already, but like through their schedule, I've gone through it. I got 5, and that's without a win and that's with a win at Iowa and Houston.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
the week after Tech, you guys go into Kansas City at Arrowhead to play Kansas. You don't have to go all the way to Topeka, but it's definitely a Kansas home game. Kansas could be
I don't know.
scary this year, man.
I agree that they could be scary. And on paper, we lose this game.
They're the number 3 favorites to win this conference. I mean,
I don't know. I just have this thing with Kansas. I will never trust their football program, even if they show that they can be good.
Didn't Kansas or no, it was K-State lost their quarterback. Kansas was the one that their quarterback was a stud and got injured and would come back and was a stud and got injured. So, I mean, Kansas the last 2 years has been good. I don't really know what to expect out of them. So
the book likes them a lot.
Yeah, on paper, Kansas is winning this game.
And then after Kansas, your nominee for Hilton at night is Cincinnati coming in. A new team to the Big 12, right? Cincinnati's new this year?
Mm-hmm. They were there last year, I think.
Last year, okay.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure we blew them out last year.
Yeah, I mean, I see that happening again. It's not like Desmond Ridder and Sauce are still there, so.
Yeah, I'm giving this one to Iowa State.
And then you finish your schedule with the 2 juggernauts, the 2 favorites for the year. At Utah, I'm going to say not fucking snowball's chance in hell there on that one, buddy. Sorry.
We ain't winning that game. No, we ain't winning that game.
And then back in Hilton for senior night against K-State.
They did
lose Will Howard. Or Jack Trice. Why haven't you? I've said Hilton so many times. Why
I thought you would fix it yourself.
Me?
I was thinking.
I was locked in on the Hilton Coliseum, man. Come on. Yeah, K-State in Jack Trice at night. K-State is
gonna be good.
They're tied with Utah as favorites to win. They did lose Will Howard. I mean, that's not nothing.
I think the fucking Big 12 is not ready for Utah, and Utah is about to come in and win this conference year one.
They are.
And
they really
are. You guys forget. Cam Rising's back. And
yeah, after we waited for him all year last year, he's finally fucking back.
He's finally back. And you know what? He has a chance to come back for year 8 next year. He could put this fucking division on, or this conference on notice 2 times. 2 times. So Utah is winning the fucking Big 12 this year.
Oh, we ain't team Utah yet.
I genuinely agree with you.
I will hammer this Iowa State under, which I love saying.
Talking about it, I don't think we've seen the under. However, it's Iowa State, so I want to take the under.
I can't tell you. I can't tell you in my lifetime the last time I remember an 8-win Iowa State team.
Purdy didn't get you there at all?
I'm actually the year we beat Oregon in the New Year's Six Bowl. I'm pretty sure that was an 8-win team. But other than that, it's been 6 or 7 wins for multiple years.
I'll call it right now. State runs the table, gets the number 1 seed in the CFB playoff. Fucking brings home the natty.
What are they?
Why do you have to jinx it?
Can't say that with a straight face.
What are they to make the playoffs?
Oh, that's a great
God
question.
I want to find this actually. Where's college football? I guarantee they don't even have odds.
Oh, there's odds.
I can bet you there's odds.
You can bet on anything. There's odds.
Oh, plus 750. Plus 750.
Because, I mean, yeah, if you win the Big 12, you're in. And
you're in.
Beck, right? Rocco Beck.
Yeah, dog.
He played good last year as a true freshman. I think
seriously, though, I think this team is very young still. And I wouldn't be surprised if we did win 8 games.
I mean, you guys have the schedule for it right now. If you're gonna do it, it's got to be this year. I mean,
it's
how much longer
or next year?
How much longer are they giving your fucking coach?
I don't know, because I mean, realistically, every year our team isn't complete dog shit.
Yeah, you are.
Y'all make a bowl game every year. Y'all get 6 wins.
We make a bowl game. Yeah, we get our bowl game pretty much every year. It's just we've never gotten over that hump.
if just a bowl game is the fucking standard for Iowa State, could never be a fan of them. I mean,
you can't really talk. You can't talk. When have you made
at least we get New Year's 6 games.
Yeah,
at least
we should have been New Year's 6.
Never won a New Year's 6 game.
We should have been
never
New
won
Year's,
one, and we have.
We should have been New Year's 6 last year.
Orange Bowl with Ricky Stanzi back in 2008. You fuck.
Suck my dick.
No,
idiot.
since the new college football playoff. Since the new college football playoff, we have a New Year's 6 bowl.
Put some respect on Ricky Stanzi and fucking Claiborne, motherfucker.
Hey, this new football ain't it. The BCS system was it, bitch.
Yeah, baby.
Right? I'm just saying,
baby.
If you go back, we have one. You don't.
Suck this BCS dick.
Who would have thought Ricky Stanzi would have got a fucking shout out on this podcast today?
All right, let's move the fuck on. I'm taking the over, and I hate it.
I'm taking
the over.
I'm taking the under.
Cole, over, under,
Over.
You hear?
Over.
All right, there you go.
Wow, I did not think Cole would go there.
Dude, our team's not that bad this year. I'm excited to watch them.
All right.
I think they're going to be better than Iowa.
Let's go to an actual good football team.
I'm excited for this team.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this
Win total 7.5 like Iowa State. Give me the over. Before we even look at the fucking schedule, give me the fucking over.
Dude, their schedule's easy.
Yeah. 38th ranked transfer class headed by Kendrick. Can't say the last name. Running back out of Ole Miss, and Shako, some Hawaiian last name out of Arizona State. So Robin from the neighbor. No notable departures in the in the transfer portal. Jordan Morgan, their tackle, did go to the NFL. Kind of rough there. But Fafita, a dog. 85th ranked recruiting class, no 5 stars, 2 4 stars, 10 3 stars. They start with 2 easy wins, New Mexico and North Alabama?
Northern Arizona.
Northern Arizona. I knew I
Whole
knew
sister goes there.
Hell yeah, the Lumberjacks, baby.
Greatest cross-country team in the country.
Out there
in the mountains.
I wouldn't know. My sister's fat, so.
Jesus Christ. So they're starting off with 2 dubs. I think they lose at K-State.
Yes.
And I think they're not.
Hot take. Hand up. And I'm a homer on Arizona. I was last year. I will be
I know
this
you
year.
are.
Fucking heads up.
They have a gauntlet.
This is going to be whoever is playing quarterback for K-State. This is going to be their first in-conference game. Not going to happen. Not against Fafita. Not happening. Not against my Heisman.
K-State wins that game at home. But Josh, when you were saying that shit, going on that rant, I thought you were about to say that they were going to walk into Utah and win. I was going to smack
No. That's a loss.
This is 2 back-to-back L's.
Utah in week 4 is a loss.
Yeah. Utah and Cam Rising about to fucking spit on Arizona.
Tyler is going to suck so much Cam Rising cock this year, bro.
Yeah. You get that.
Wait.
Spit on that thing.
So are we giving Kansas State the win?
Yes.
You guys are. You guys are outvoting me, you fuck.
Kansas State wins that game.
Okay.
Well, Kansas State doesn't have a quarterback.
I don't know about that game. I think they lose, in my opinion.
We can give it to State because I don't see any other losses after those 2, personally. So,
boy, you better check yourself. So Texas Tech at home, I have no idea.
Give me
Arizona.
I think that one turns into the traditional high-flying, more Pac-12 style game, and Texas Tech ain't going to be able to hold up with Arizona, so I'll give them that one. But at BYU,
Texas Tech was 5-4 in the conference last year, 7-6 overall.
But Arizona's new to the conference.
Doesn't matter.
What do you guys think, though, seriously, about at BYU?
At BYU,
the Super Soakers are not getting them. Super Soakers aren't getting them.
I think Arizona wins that
You
game.
got to understand, dude. Fafita played against great defenses last year. He beat Utah last year. Fafita beat Utah last year. So he's going to
not Cam Rising.
Who was missing?
He's going to come in here in this league where they play 0 defense and put up 80 every week.
No. They came from the league that plays 0 defense. The Pac-12 don't play, or the Big 12 don't play much defense, but they play more than the Pac-12.
No, Texas and Oklahoma left. They don't play defense no more.
No, do you not? Okay.
The fun stoppers left.
I'm not trying to suck some wiener, but Iowa State, West Virginia, I am. What Iowa State, West Virginia usually have a solid defense.
Anyhow, back to the regular scheduled programming. I don't see another one. I really don't. Maybe if Colorado's for real, which I don't think they will be. Spoiler. I'll see it.
You think Arizona goes 10-2?
Yep.
No.
Sure do.
No.
Possibly 11-1 with 1 loss to Utah. They're in the playoffs.
2 more games.
Heisman. Heisman, Fafita.
Dude, you are sucking some Sun Devil dick. Or no, these are the
Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Head in the game,
brother.
Okay,
10-2 is insanity. So I think they lose one of BYU or Texas Tech.
Okay.
I think they lose one of those games. Versus Colorado, I think helps them at home. But if Colorado is legit and does have a defense this year, Colorado could bust their ass too. What did Arizona? You said no notable departures, and their 2 transfer class headlines are on the offensive side of the ball. What's going to help them on defense?
Fafita putting up 80.
Shadur is going to fucking smack that defense.
They don't play defense in Colorado.
If he gets an O-line, Shadur
they don't play defense or
600 yards. Hey, just saying, the Prize Picks passing yards and touchdowns combo on that game is going to be like 8 touchdowns and 900 yards, and I'm slamming the over.
Okay, so are we giving them the Texas Tech loss then? Is that what I'm saying?
Just
one of those 2.
Okay, I'm fine with Texas Tech getting the win.
It doesn't matter. We're not talking it. So
okay, so then we go to West Virginia at home.
No, not losing to West Virginia, coming all the way to Arizona. Not going to happen.
I don't think they lose that game.
The Mountaineers are like a fine team, but they're not ever great.
They're way better at home.
Avon Austin isn't in the Mountaineer uniform anymore, so like put on your highlight tape and go sit in the fucking corner.
I think West Virginia is going to have a good defense, but they're not playing at home. So I think Arizona gets that one.
Then got Houston.
Then we get UCF.
UCF, yeah. I'll see.
This game in Florida.
Doesn't matter.
Long flight.
They'll fly on fucking Thursday, dude.
I think it's a coin flip.
If not Wednesday. They'll probably fly on Wednesday.
UCF could be really good when they want to, though.
I think, like we said, with Iowa State,
they've shown it multiple times.
Against UCF fucking group of 5 opponents.
I think UCF could squeak out a win here, but I'm willing to give it to Arizona.
I would give this to UCF, personally. UCF beat really good teams last year.
They're the team in the Big 12 that will ruin someone's Big 12 championship hopes.
Yeah. They are every year.
Let's see. UCF beat Houston last year, so we're probably giving Houston too much credit. Houston's probably dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's football. Sorry, I scrolled.
It's basketball.
Well, I started scrolling really far. Let's see. UCF lost to Duke. They
beat Oklahoma State. They beat Oklahoma State 45-3.
They got their dicks stepped on by West Virginia. They got their dicks stepped on by Kansas. Like, that's a fucking basketball score, dude. Jesus Christ. Only beat Cincinnati by 2. Texas Tech beat them by 1. They did step on OK State. They did do that. That happened. Texas Tech beat Georgia Tech beat them in a fucking bowl game. No, not buying it. Sorry, next.
But you saw the one quality win they have a year.
Wow,
and it's gonna happen.
one?
Yeah, but look at how many games you said they lost by 1 or 2.
Against other bad teams, Cole.
I'm going to give Arizona the win here, but I'm not going to be surprised if Arizona lost.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it safe to say everybody's taking the over here, though?
Oh, over 7.5, yes.
I mean, they're not losing any of the last 4. That's just a guarantee. I don't see it against West Virginia. I don't see it against
TCU could beat them.
BYU. TCU was dog shit last year.
Josh,
they were ranked week 1.
You're riding a little bit too much Arizona cock. They're not going to go.
Yeah, you're being a homer.
They're not going 9-3, 10-2. They might go 9-3, I guess, but not 10-2, 11-1. I think it's safe to say we can put the Arizona conversation to bed with the over. Everybody good with the over there?
Yes.
Yeah.
They are plus 790 to make the college football playoff, Josh, if you like a little plus 790 bomb.
Which is worse odds than Iowa State.
I mean, they're both at 7.5 wins. Iowa State just plays a notably tougher schedule.
Oh yeah,
which is why I think their strength of schedule, if they get the wins, puts them over Arizona.
But I agree. I think over definitely hits.
Well, let's move to Colorado. Probably going to be one of the most polarizing teams again this year. Last year, their win total was 4.5. Everyone told you to smash the over. It went under. They won 4 last year, not counting the bowl game. Well, I guess they didn't get a bowl game. Never mind. 8th ranked transfer class headlined by Samuel Okulola. Sure.
Nobody.
Yeah, a D-line guy out of Pitt. Pitt puts out good D-line guys. Quincy Wiggins, a D-line guy out of LSU, and Will Shepard, a wide receiver out of Vandy. Departures, Cormani McClain, who played opposite of Travis Hunter most of the year. He left, and then Dylan Edwards, their running back, left. And he had some good games when they let him cook a little bit. 81st ranked recruiting class, 1 5-star for Dion, 3 4-stars, and 5 3-stars. So just kind of a small class. I think that's going to kind of be the norm when Dion's there. They're not going to recruit a lot. They're just going to steal in the portal.
Real quick, before we even start, hot take. I'm calling the under here.
I don't think they're a good team. I don't think Dion's a good coach.
Well, I mean, let's talk games. I don't think you're wrong, for the record, but
yeah, I know I'm down to break this down, but
I think they're going to start with a win against North Dakota State, but even that's scary. I mean, it's fucking North Dakota State.
Yes.
I mean, I don't pretend to pay attention to.
You're smoking dick if you think that Colorado ain't hanging 50 on North Dakota State.
Yeah,
I think it's a win.
Why is that scary?
The powerhouse of the FCS.
It doesn't matter. Iowa can beat North Dakota State.
Colorado. I'm pretty sure Iowa has lost to North Dakota State recently.
Colorado,
last 5 years.
Iowa can't put the fucking ball in the end zone.
Colorado is going to out athleticism the fuck out of North Dakota State. North Dakota State has the finest white athletes from the North Midwest region. I'll give them that. But notice how I put a strict emphasis on white athletes. Okay, Colorado, it ain't happening, brother. I'm just saying there was the discussion last year of the all-white football team, the all-black football team. The all-black football team winning, and I'm not trying to say nothing here, but Dion and the boys about to smack the fuck out of these honkies from North Dakota State. All right, I'm sure.
I love that word.
I'm sure North Dakota State is thrilled to have the Idaho Gatorade Player of the Year at quarterback. But who fucking cares? I don't even know if that's true, but you all believed it because you can see it. No one gives a fuck about North Dakota State. Colorado is hanging 50 on their head. Guaranteed.
All right. I wouldn't give them 50. Right. I'd probably give them 25 or 30. But
bro, I'm telling you right now, whatever their team total is, I'm taking the over. And if I can alt it to 50 plus, I'm taking it.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood what you were saying.
What?
Let's see. The line is currently 8.5. So you know.
Over.
Yeah.
I'm taking Colorado with the spread at 8.5. They're gonna win because here's the thing: the white boys
put that
from
in a
North
teaser
Dakota
right now.
Yeah, that line's
Okay.
getting teased down to 3.
We're talking a lot about an FCS team. Let's go to the first real FBS opponent. In a game that when we talked the Big Ten, we said is make or break for both these teams. At Nebraska.
L.
Classic Big 12 rivalry. Love the fact that it's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are giving them an L against Nebraska.
We said that it's a Big Ten game.
Is that? I don't remember. So
we said we gave that to Nebraska in the Big Ten because it's at Nebraska. I think
there's going to be a lot.
I think it's a coin flip, but again, I'm going to go with the athlete. Well, I think Nebraska wins, but if Nebraska loses, they're going to get out athleticism.
Then they got in-state rivalry week 3 against Colorado State, and I heard
they have to
that Colorado State just got Brock Lesnar's daughter to play nose guard for him. So that's cool.
What?
I'm joking because she looks like a fucking man.
Yeah, I was going to say the fuck.
Everybody take note of this game. This game last year was Colorado State's, and it got chippy and it got frisky, and I guarantee you there is a fight during this game. Let me take the prop that there will be a fight during this game, but I think Colorado wins. And again, I think Colorado hangs like $1 billion because Deion is going to have these boys turned up for one game all season. If they're only turned up for one game all season, it'll be this one.
Well, State was like out there actively trying to hurt people too the whole game. It was so obvious. It was awful. But yeah, Deion's going to force the guys to get up for this one. I also see a win here.
Agreed.
Baylor at home is a dub.
Homecoming.
At UCF, that could be UCF's. Okay, is it unfeasible to think that Colorado starts 4-0, and then UCF derails their whole season with a win in Florida?
I see. I don't even think I think Baylor beats them personally.
Really?
See, I think
Baylor, Colorado is a bunch of frauds.
I think Baylor.
See,
I'm with you, Cole. I think Colorado's just going to be bad.
I see that. I see it flip. I see Baylor losing, UCF winning.
That's what I'm saying. I think UCF could sneaky beat Colorado.
Oh. Well, I at this point, I think they're 2-3.
Where are their 3 losses coming from?
Nebraska, Baylor, UCF.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying he's right.
I'm not saying he's
wrong.
wrong. But I think they get the Baylor one probably.
I think
that's a coin toss.
I think they're 3-2 at this point.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
We'll give UCF the win just because whatever. Versus Kansas State, they're not getting that. They're just not.
Well, Kansas State don't have a quarterback, right?
They're going to be a good team.
They have a good defense.
No matter who their quarterback is, they're going to have a solid team.
At Arizona, we just gave this one to Arizona.
Yep. Cincinnati.
So I think Cincinnati could get them, dude. They were Colorado was so bad last year is the issue, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm going to give this one to Colorado.
I think they were bad last year because they were caught up in the hype and
they got so many injuries too.
Yeah, but they still are. They will be again.
But the thing is they had to get all new guys in there, everybody on board to a new system. I think by now, Deion's got his guys figured out and is going to have this team a lot better than last year. And I think I'm the only one who thinks that way.
Does he have his own ego in check is the question.
I agree that the team's going to be better, but I don't think the record's going to reflect that.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
I think being brand new to the Big 12, I think they're going to lose a lot of Big 12 games.
Okay. I think we need to answer the question instead of being uneducated, though. Kansas State's quarterback is Avery Johnson, who he was the 2023 Pop-Tarts Bowl MVP. 2023 honorable mention, Big 12 Offensive Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Where did he go to school?
Doesn't matter.
Was a freshman, so he
was a freshman.
K-State?
Yeah.
He got playing time over Will Howard?
Yeah, Will Howard left.
Last year?
Will Howard. For the bowl game? Will Howard ain't playing in the goddamn
I didn't know. Okay. Whatever.
No, boy. But no,
so,
I think I'm down to give Colorado a win against Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's fine. And then at Texas Tech.
L.
Could be a hard
like
one
for
them.
It's a coin toss.
I think every game's going to be hard for Colorado.
I mean, the next three is fucking
L,
good
L,
luck,
L.
dude. 3 L's to finish. Utah versus Utah. I mean, luckily you're at home in Boulder, but who cares? At Kansas, again in Kansas City, and then versus OK State to finish the year. Yikes.
You could give him 4 losses there, and I wouldn't bat an eye.
Dude, and here's the thing. Everything we've said yells the under.
Oh, I'm
and
picking the under.
I still want to take the over because
Really?
all it takes is for them to figure it out. If they figure it out, they're going to blow 5.5 out of the fucking water, dude.
What did they have last year for wins?
I think 4.
Yeah.
You guys, when we brought up Colorado, everybody was like under.
Yeah, they won 4 last year.
I'm standing on the over here. I was the one who said they'll lose 1 to Baylor or UCF, and I can see Nebraska getting them. But at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if they start out 3-0. Cincinnati was, like you guys said, dog shit, and then I think they sneak 1 out somewhere against somebody else.
Dude, I'm with Tyler. They just have to be not dog shit.
I don't know. I like the under personally.
I'm right there with you.
New team in the Big 12.
Man, it's not like they're fucking joining the SEC.
No, but still,
I'll be on the over here. Josh, where you going?
I'm on the over, dude. It takes them not being complete ass. That's all it takes.
Let's go to Utah then with an over-under of 9.5. 34th ranked transfer class headlined by Carson Ryan, the tight end out of UCLA, Dorian Singer, the wide receiver out of USC, Tayshawn Lyons, wide receiver from Washington. Notable departures would be Jackson, the running back, Nate Johnson, the quarterback, and Mikey Matthews, the wide receiver.
Notably, Nate Johnson was a true freshman or a redshirt freshman. He's the guy that played all the games for him last year.
Yeah,
when Tyler's guy was out.
He was not dog shit, but he wasn't.
He was
great.
Fine. Yeah, I mean, he's not a starter on a team that is staring down the barrel of a playoff berth. Is the thing.
He was
excited.
He was serviceable. So Cole Bishop left the NFL, and they had the 59th ranked recruiting class. No 5 stars, 2 4 stars, 12 3 stars. They start off the season with Southern Utah, which is an easy dub. They got Baylor, in my opinion, at home. Well, here's my thing, because they did it. Yes, they lost 1 at home last year, but the home field advantage Utah has is insane. So give all their home games. I'm giving them a dub. I'm giving them a dub in all their home games, especially if Cam Rising's healthy. He might be the most experienced. Well, he's one of the most experienced quarterbacks in college football going into year 7.
I guarantee you he is. I would put all my money on it.
But specifically in the Big 12, he's the most experienced quarterback. And he has played in far tougher games facing Washington and Oregon State and Oregon. He has played really tough squads before. So 10-2 is a tough schedule, and you never know with injuries. And if Cam Rising goes out, then I have no fucking idea. If Cam Rising goes out, I think they lose or they go under here. But if Cam Rising's healthy, I'm taking the over and probably a Big 12 championship their first year.
My thing is, with their total, it tells you either two losses to go over, 3 losses to go under. Show me the 3 losses. I mean, You guys,
Okay.
you guys beat me down when I suggested Arizona, but it could happen.
It could. So on
and
my
then
projections
Oklahoma
here,
State and
projections right now, Oklahoma State is favored for me in my projections for this game.
It is at Okie. I mean, that's a tough barn.
And then the next closest game for them, they're projected to win, but it's the lowest odds for them to win a game, is a 59% chance against UCF is the next most difficult game per se. Everything else looks like a pretty much easy win. Not easy, but a win.
I just don't think UCF's going to be a good football team.
So here, we can run through it just real quick, but I think we're all agreeing on the over here. Southern Utah, Baylor, Utah State, OK State, Arizona, Arizona State, TCU, Houston, BYU, Colorado, Iowa State, and UCF. Is the Big 12 the most mid-conference of all time?
No, it's not the ACC. I mean, chill. The ACC is so much worse. But
okay,
you got to turn your cam on if you're going to say some shit like that.
Going into their bye week, the first week of October, they're going to have. I think they will have one loss to either OK State or Arizona. I think they lose.
They're going to be 4-1.
And I think we just give it to OK State because you guys wouldn't let me give Arizona the win here.
It's at home. I can't give it to them at home.
And I get that. And OK State's on the road, so we'll give them a loss to OK State. Arizona State's nothing. TCU's nothing. Houston's not really anything. BYU's a bunch of soakers. If Colorado is real, they could definitely lose to Colorado if they're
actually
real.
Actually, their other loss could come from BYU because it's in state, and BYU might get up for that game. But again, Utah has home field.
It's at home.
So, but if they get, I think they end with 2 losses, maybe. And if so, the second loss is either going to come from BYU or Colorado puts them in a track race. But I think this is an easy over for me.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
This could be an 11-1, possibly 12-0 football team.
They're going to be up there in the rankings this year, I think.
They are. However,
I think they
are plus 280 to make the playoffs.
I think they get smacked in the playoffs by somebody from a better conference.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, they're pretty far down this list if you just go by names, but so many of the names on this list are SEC schools and not that many. I mean, realistically, you can get maybe 3 or 4 from a conference at best.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the over, and I like them at plus 280 to make the playoffs. I agree. I mean, I think they're Big 12 champions.
I think they're the Big 12 champion.
What's the odds on that? What's the odds on them to be the Big 12 champion?
One second, I got you.
Yep.
I got you.
Big 12, Utah
plus 290.
Oh, give me that shit!
Yeah,
give me that.
290.
That's even better than they are to make the playoffs.
Well, if they're winning the Big 12, they're making the playoffs. So
exactly.
Can you parlay it?
No. What?
Probably not.
Try it.
I'm trying it.
College football playoff.
You cannot parlay it.
Oh, that would have been so cool. I would have bet that right now.
I'm getting that fucking slip in tonight.
Yeah, no shit.
All right. Let's move on to Kansas, who I think betting favorite-wise for the Big 12 is third at plus 850, but a win total of 8.5. 52nd ranked transfer class by Joe, edge out of MSU. They got a tight end from ISU and Darnell Simmons Jr., a no lineman out of ISU.
Stealing all your guys, Clark.
Yeah, they were at the bottom of the depth chart.
They were just poaching. Really notable departures, guys you've never heard of before. They did lose Dominic Pooney and Austin Booker to the NFL. 43rd ranked recruiting class, no 5 stars. 3 4-stars and 14 3-stars.
So they're going to win against Lindenwood to open the season. Then they get a Big Ten opponent in Champaign at Illinois.
I feel like, did they play last year?
I couldn't tell you. Maybe. They've been scheduling a lot of like stuff like this where you catch the same opponent from a different conference 2-3 years in a row.
Yeah, they did. Kansas won 34-23.
Yeah, I mean, Illinois is not anything special. They're supposed to be towards the bottom of the Big Ten this year. I don't think they'll lose, but I mean, it is a legitimate D1 program at the end of the day. So, I mean, anything is possible.
I still give Kansas the edge there, though.
I would agree. I would totally agree. And then versus UNLV,
they should win that game.
They're not a Big 12 team, right? They're Mountain West, right? They didn't make a jump or anything.
They didn't make the jump, no.
Okay. And then at West Virginia, we've talked a lot about the Mountaineers tonight.
Mountaineers at home are going to win that game.
Yeah, I would agree. I would give this one to the Mountaineers out there in Morgantown. Tyler, what do you think about the Mountaineers?
I don't know. The Mountaineers are going to be anything super special. So I'll go ahead and I don't like who have they brought in? Who have they, you know what I mean? It's just they're always mid. It's a tougher environment to go play in, but I don't see Kansas losing to them. I don't personally.
Okay. I disagree.
I'm not high on WVU. Like, we can just leave it at that.
I'm in the same boat. I'm not high on West Virginia at all, but they're a team that's tough to beat in the Big 12. They're always a team that you got to get through, and I don't see Kansas getting through them. It's kind of like Iowa State. Like, they're not amazing, but they're one of the teams in the Big 12 that you have to beat if you want to compete.
Well, after they go all the way out to Morgantown, they get to come home to Topeka and play TCU. Again, after what we saw at TCU at the beginning of the year last year, I mean, you're gonna have to prove me wrong again before I start riding with you. That was bad.
At Arizona State.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a two-man show now. I'll take Kansas there too.
I'll take Kansas there as well. Then the bye week. Staying at home against Houston. We talked earlier, Houston's not going to be a good program. Give me Kansas.
Yeah, I agree with you.
They definitely lose at K-State.
I agree with that
for
as well.
Sure.
But I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be close, though, actually.
This year?
I said for sure lose, but it's the in-state rivalry game. You never know, but I think Kansas State wins.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think K-State's going to win that.
Hear me out. We gave Iowa State this loss, and I kind of like –
it's a toss-up.
I kind of like Iowa against Kansas – or Iowa State against Kansas now, like as we've been talking a little more.
Kansas did get the win last year at Jack Trice, but I'd be willing to give it to Iowa State.
I mean, Jalen Daniels, like, he's going to be a dog at quarterback for Kansas here. So I don't know. I think if he stays healthy, that this Kansas offense is going to be really, really good.
I mean, so they're projecting either 3 or 4 losses. We've found 2 that we've given them so far.
Iowa State's one of those that are like toss-up.
Yeah, Iowa State's like a toss-up. If Colorado's good, Colorado wins this game in 2 weeks after that.
But I don't see any other loss. The 2 losses I could possibly see are
Does BYU stand on business and fucking have a soaking party afterwards or what?
Always.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I say you either give a loss for them either against Iowa State or Colorado, one or the other.
I like it against Colorado. I'm with Tyler still. I think Colorado is going to be good this year.
That's fine.
I think Kansas goes over this number.
I think it's going to be close, man. I mean, they could definitely – I wouldn't be surprised if they won in Morgantown. I wouldn't be surprised if they won at K-State just because of the in-state rivalry.
They ducked Utah, which is nice for them.
Yeah, really, like missing Utah is huge. I think
their toughest game is Kansas State.
Yeah, and I mean, unless Colorado's a real team.
Yeah,
I mean, Colorado's just like the wild card of the schedule for a lot of these teams. Are they going to figure out how to play football or not?
They have a winnable schedule, which is kind of nice.
If Jalen Daniels stays healthy, I take the over here.
I'm fine with that.
I don't hate it.
All right, let's get to the last group in the Big 12, or the last school in the Big 12. That's K-State, whose over-under is at 9.5. They are the second favorite to win the Big 12. They have the 62nd ranked transfer class headlined by Dylan Edwards, running back out of Colorado. So that'll be a fun matchup for them. Easton Kilty, offensive tackle out of North Dakota, and Dante Cephas, a wide receiver out of Penn State. They did lose Will Howard. They lost Will Lee, a DB, and they lost Kobe Savage, the safety. They lost 2 players to the NFL, and they had the 57th ranked recruiting class with no 5 stars, 2 4-stars, and 13 3-stars. UT Martin week 1 will be a massive dub at Tulane if K-State doesn't have their shit together with this freshman, sophomore quarterback.
The teal wave could fucking get them.
It's not the teal wave; it's the green wave. But I think
whatever
they could get them.
Teal's a shade of green, and they wear teal.
I think Tulane has a chance to bite them before Kansas State has their legs under them.
I'm still giving it to Kansas State.
I would give this one to Kansas State, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, depending on what the spread of this game ends up being, watch me on the green wave.
So, did Tulane lose their quarterback?
Yes, he got drafted.
I would assume so.
Okay, then I'm giving it to K-State.
And then Arizona, week 3.
What did we do with this?
We gave Arizona the loss here.
I'm fine with keeping that. To be honest with you, on my projections over here, they're favored in every single game.
I think they should be too. But it's the Big 12.
I mean, they also are ducking Utah, which is huge.
Humongous.
Yeah. Well, the thing with with the Big 12 in general is teams lose to teams they shouldn't. Like the really shitty teams always snag somebody. Like there's multiple Purdue's in the Big 12, like a bad team.
Like a BYU or a West Virginia.
No, they're ducking the big one. UCF is the one that always takes someone out, and they ducked them.
So, I don't know. I think the over is the play here. However, it depends on who Colorado is. It depends if Kansas wants to stand up for that game. And Josh is talking Arizona and Oklahoma State. If you know what I mean? Like, I think it's the over here, but with a freshman or a sophomore quarterback, I mean, he played good when he played last year, but I don't know. I'm going to take the over, but I don't know if I've taken an under all day.
I'm taking the over as well. I think this team's honestly could be the best record in the Big 12. I think they have that at the end of the year and lose to Utah in a Big 12 championship game.
That's where I see their season going.
I think they have a favorable schedule. They're favored in every game. They're definitely going to lose maybe 1, maybe 2 games to like maybe the West Virginias could get snagged by Colorado if they're good. Iowa State could steal a win like last year. You never know.
My trouble is finding the fourth loss.
I don't see a fourth loss. And I'm being generous giving them 3 losses.
Yeah, I mean,
it's tough for me to even find 3.
I've taken the over on everybody, I think, and two of them at least are going to fuck me. So,
yeah.
I have no feel for this new Big 12 and who's going to do what. And is it going to be kind of Pac-12-y and everybody just loads up on offense and they don't play defense? Or is it going to go like, hey, so new teams have to play defense?
I think it's going to kind of be similar to what it always has been. You have like your 3 or 4 teams that have a good enough defense. Like your West Virginia's usually got a solid defense. Iowa State's got a solid defense. But I think this is definitely going to be an offensive.
Is bringing in a top 10 defense from last year.
They're going to be a great defense coming in. I think there's going to be 4 or 5 teams that have great defenses, and those are going to be the teams that are going to be at the top of the Big 12 at the end of every year.
Well, and we may be doing a disservice not talking Oklahoma State.
I think we definitely could have.
Yeah, I mean, I just went based off. I went based off. Well, I took state obviously because you're a state guy. I brought in Arizona because I'm an Arizona guy. Colorado because you have to talk about Dion, and then I just grabbed the next 4 or the next 3.
I like Oklahoma more than Kansas.
Yeah, I mean their win total. We can do it quick. Their win total is 7.5. South Dakota State to start. Arkansas coming into Oklahoma State in week 2, Tulsa in week 3, Utah in week 4. It's in Oklahoma State. It could be a scary one for Utah. That game could really go either way. Then into Kansas State week 5. What I'm saying, I mean, there may be bye weeks in here or whatever. West Virginia coming into Oklahoma State for their 6th game, then up to BYU, out to Waco to play Baylor in their 8th game, Arizona State at home for their 9th game, 10th game at TCU, 5th game hosting Texas Tech, and then their final game of the year at Colorado.
I see a 9 or 8 win team there.
I mean, I see a loss to Utah. I'm huge on Utah.
Kansas State are the 2, I think.
And then Colorado.
I don't want to call them definite losses, but I'll give them losses there.
Yeah, and then I mean Colorado scares me just because who knows what Colorado is going to be. But that's 3. That would have them at 9-3, which leans another over, which is crazy because not all these teams can go over.
I mean, if they finish top 4 or 5 in the Big 12, they should go over, I would think.
Tyler, any thoughts there? I know we kind of skipped out on K-State.
I have no idea with OK State. I think K-State goes over, and I have no care in the world for OK State. So,
Well, I'll give you a bonus. At 7.5, I will be taking Oklahoma State's over. Probably bad.
I like their over.
All right. And I like K-State's over too, man. I mean, we're definitely going to get burned here, but
see, I agree with everything. I think everyone's going over, but you guys have Colorado over. I don't like Colorado over.
See, the only under I like is Iowa State. Sorry, not sorry.
I mean, I don't blame you.
Hey there, sports fans. Are you tired of the same old boring shirts? Well, we've got something exciting for you. Introducing the Tavern Sports Pocket Tee, where style meets passion for the game. Whether you're a diehard fan or just like the environment, Tavern Sports has got you covered, literally. The best part, because you're listening to Show Me the Money, you can use the code $$ to get 15% off today. So what are you waiting for? Head over to tavern-sports.square.site right now and elevate your game day experience. Tavern Sports. Beer, betting, sports.
All right, let's wrap this show up with our locks of the week for the week, guys. Before we get there, we haven't had a Tyler's teaser in forever. We don't have one this week either. However,
wow, what a tease!
Man. However, it is worth mentioning. We talked UFC earlier. I flew through it. The last time there was a card, it wasn't in Saudi Arabia. It was in Abu Dhabi. Any fighter that's last name ended in a V, so like the Makachevs,
they went like what?
They went undefeated. So if you were to do it on this card, the V's, last name that end in a V, you have some heavy favorites and you have some guys that are some underdogs here. But a lot of Magomedovs and everything on this card. So the real question is, Sergey Pavlovich is minus 250 against Alexander Volkov. I hit on that earlier. Volkov at plus 198 could be tasty. So if you take the six V last name fighters, it is at plus 2952. They're essentially in, close to home from Russia or whatever state of Russia they hail from.
Dagestan.
Yeah. So if you like something that's just ridiculous for a Saturday afternoon, the V parlay would be delicious. My lock of the week, though, is coming from this really shitty UFC card. And it is going to be it's going to be Chang Ho Lee, money line, minus 106.
Okay. Minus 106?
Yep.
Alrighty. Let me write that down. Got it in. Cole, what are you thinking, big buddy?
I have no clue. I think I've been bouncing around a few. If the Oilers pull it to go to 7, give me Connor McDavid to score.
Okay.
Plus 135.
Okay.
In game 6?
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Well, I'm taking Florida money line in the Stanley Cup. I gave you my reasons for it earlier. I think they're going to get it done in Edmonton.
All right, Clark, round us out here, buddy.
Round us out. I'm going to also go hockey with the boys, and I'm going to take game 6's over 5.5 on the goals, and that would be minus 106, boys.
So that 4-leg parlay with 3 legs of it being a same-game parlay of the Florida Panthers, McDavid anytime, and over 5.5, parlayed up with Chang Ho Lee. That is plus 1689. If you just like the hockey picks, that is a plus 820 same-game parlay.
Can we bet McDavid to not score a goal? Is that an option so we can fade Cole?
Ooh, damn.
Ooh.
Cole might have just locked up Josh's pick with Florida. Cole, congrats on giving Florida the Stanley Cup, bro. Holy shit. Holy shit. Add Cole's name to the Stanley Cup, Florida. You need it right now.
Bob Rob's pitching a shutout.
You want me to close this thing out, boys?
You're welcome. I've been planning it meticulously. I'm going to Florida next week. I want to party.
Why did you do it? Do it for my picks.
Yeah, but I'm doing it for a selfish reason.
Alrighty. Thanks for listening to Show Me the Money. Keep tailing our winning picks and stay tuned for more on our socials. And don't forget to show me the money.
And fade
Show me the money!